Guys, what's up? It is Doug and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages. And today I have the Lemax 2020 Michaels Stores exclusive Hideous Harry's Toy Factory. Say that 5 times fast. So the Toy Factory is really one of the main event buildings from Michaels. Probably the main event if you go by pricing, because traditionally every year Michaels has 3, 4, or 5 exclusive buildings, and there's usually a big one, right? And that one has the high price tag, normally the most animation, yada yada. That would be Harry's Toy Factory this year. So let's take a look at it. So here it is. So here is the Toy Factory. Take a look around here. Everything here. There's a lot of animation on this piece. We'll do that here in a minute. Actually, the soundtrack also I'll show at the end here, as I always do, with just lights and sound. You can hear the soundtrack, see what it's doing here, the animation in the dark. But let's talk about it a little bit. So the theme of this is like the spooky haunted toy factory. It also is very, I guess, fun house just because of this clown right here. And the paint on this one, very toyish. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But so this is a toy factory, and it's got several different points of animation on it. You can see here as I'm talking, it has the heads at the top of it here. It's like the doll heads, or the toy heads, whatever you want to call them. There's a section of it that has a conveyor with like the bones, I guess, of the dolls, and it's pretty funny. It has a little detail here, you know, like an OSHA warning: moving conveyor, keep hands and tentacles away from rollers. And it actually has the picture of a tentacle in there, which if you work in shops like I do, is actually really, really funny. They did that. They did the spoof really, really well there. The Hideous Harry's part here, the gear on top, or the gear mechanism, that's one of the most prominent features here. And you can see actually here what it looks like all lit up, right? As the top of it's lit up. And those googly eyeballs are not lit, which is sort of weird to me. They're kind of hidden a little bit in everything when you have everything running here in the dark. I mean, you can see them still, they're just not, you know, I figured they'd be backlit or something, which is kind of surprising they're not. So there's something that jumps to mind here with this factory. And actually, as soon as I saw it on the Lemax website when this was announced, I thought of this. But as somebody who has always been a big gamer ever since I've been a little boy, I've been big into video games, and Zombies Ate My Neighbors was a classic 90s game. Cool, like a horror shooter game. And there was a level set in it to where it was, you were inside of basically the toy factory where the toys come to life. And you can see here, I've got some footage of it running, and that's really what this reminds me of. You know, that's what jumps to mind. So in talking about actually the fit and finish here, it actually has a very kind of plasticky and toyish appearance. It feels very light. A lot of these bigger buildings that have a lot of animation are typically heavier, or they kind of have that porcelain ceramic style sides. This is very plasticky. Fit and finish looks okay though. I have to say though, you know, with the theming on this, it kind of goes all over the place to where you can have it as like a clown building. You could have it as a fun house. You could have it, I suppose, in like a town area as a toy factory as it's supposed to be. Now, it wasn't really huge though on the finish or the style of this. And then I saw what some friends did from the I Love Lemax Spooky Town Facebook group, this amazing repaint. Look at this retheming that Alyssa and Brian Davis did. Again, they shared these pictures, and they're viewers, so what's up, guys? Thank you very much for allowing me to share these. This looks gorgeous. This looks like an old, dilapidated, scary factory. I would have loved to have seen this. So this also shows you, it's a great example how if there's something, you know, in a building that you're maybe not happy with, you could just get out those paints. I believe they did these just with some craft paints. Look at what a little paint can do on a certain building like that to really pop. I think that looks amazing. It would have been cool to see it like that actually as released or something similar. But again, that's my preference. So while I'm not necessarily huge on how this is themed or kind of the execution of it, I know that some of you out there really love it, and that's awesome. If you guys love it, perfect, more power to you. That's why this is a very subjective hobby. So I know that you folks out there with the clown style, you're probably gonna really, really like this because you can add to your clown village, your scary clowns. And with that front facade that you have out here with that clown, it's very, very pronounced. That it will work well for a clown building. And again, those of you looking for a fun house for your carnival, this would work for that. I think it would work great for that, with that toyish and bright finish on it. I do wish the lighting though on it, there was a little bit more. I guess that's kind of disappointing for me also, is the lighting. I figured there'd be more of it, I suppose, or kind of crazier lighting to maybe kind of go with that whole, you know, it's a bright building, so you kind of think maybe the lighting would be a bit brighter. But again, that's just my opinion on this. And if you love it, more power to you. So that is it, guys. That is Hideous Harry's Toy Factory, a Lemax Michaels exclusive. And I'll see you guys soon with another Lemax review. This time we're going to go to a haunted house. Really excited to talk about that one. And here it is with the lights and sound.
Hideous Harry's Toy Factory, the scariest toys in town. Come on in. I won't special delivery of flesh-eating plants. You can bring over here. Where are you heading to? We have toys that even give your nightmares. They're terrifyingly fun. Hideous Harry's Toy Factory, the scariest toys in town. Come on in. I won't fight. Special delivery of flesh-eating